Hi there, E.A. Tischler here with New Horizons Golf. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about getting better dynamic posture and getting those vertical pressures in your posture working a lot better. When you have the proper dynamic posture and the verticals are applied, I have what I call vertical pressures in that posture, you're going to find that your arm swing is going to want to work up against that pressure, those vertical pressures that you put into the ground. So a lot of golfers will have a tendency in their swing, they bend over a little bit too much, and they look like they have good angles, they look like they have good posture, but as they swing, the club wants to go inside and the hands want to lift, and we notice that they're really not swinging, their arm swinging the club against the postural pressure that we want to have in the golf swing. So I want you to make sure that you get into a posture where you feel like your thighs and your glutes are engaged, your chest is up a little bit more, you feel like you're in a position where you could do a jump squat. If I was a linebacker, I could move in any direction as well. But I want to get that postural pressuring right. And if I have that correct, the arms and the club are going to want to work more up in the backswing on a gradual plane, or more of a what we would call a clean planing pattern. It's not one plane, but it has this gradual shift, but it's working more up through your shoulder instead of wrapping around you with the club head and having your hands lift. Now, if we use some surgical tubing or bungee cord, exercise tubing, we can really see how this works. So I'm going to step on one end of it with my left foot, my lead foot. From here, I'm going to go ahead and get in that posture. I'm going to bring that tubing up to the grip and run the excess down the grip. Now I'm going to just hold the tubing and the grip together. If I'm in proper posture from here, as I go back, it's going to be very easy for me to stretch that tubing more up through my rearward shoulder. So for me, you can see, very easy for me to stretch that tubing right up through my right shoulder. If I have that proper posturing, I'm going to feel like that's the direction everything wants to work in. Now, if I bend over too much, I stick my butt out, I bend from my waist, and I try to go up, I'm going to feel like I'm more stuck in that position. It's much easier from this posture for me to work that club around than it is to work it more up. And so I want to get that posture where I feel like I can stretch that tubing right up through my rearward shoulder. Now keep in mind, there are some golfers who play good more bent over, and they are, in this case, they're more rotary golfers, and they actually have the ability to rotate in that posture and to get that tubing to go more up. But that's not for everybody. So what I want to know is, for the given golfer, are they truly in dynamic posture and can they work that club up properly? So for example, Hunter Mahan has straighter legs. He tends to be a little bit more bent over and his arms hang more straight down. But for him, the way he creates pressure into the ground and the way he gets that pressure in his posture, he's actually able to work that club more upward. If you get in that posture and you can't, if you're bent over more and you feel like the club goes in and you're sort of lifting your hands, it's very difficult for you to get that stretch. Then you need to get into a more vertical posturing attitude. You need to have more of that vertical pressure at address so you feel like you can actually work that club more upward. And so once you have that feel, you can use that feel when you're playing shots on the driving range and out on the golf course. All right, one other thing I want you to notice is that if you've really got this posture good and you've got that sense that in the backswing you really are stretching that bungee cord really well, what you'll feel like in the transition is it almost feels like the arms are just restoring back in front of you, just because the bungee cord feels like it actually wants to pull my arms back down into that position. Now let's do that from down the line. Okay, so from here, again, I get that stretch. It feels to me like that bungee cord just wants to direct my arms or allow my arms just to come right back down in front of me. In other words, I'm not trying to spin and outrace my arms. I'm trying to let my arms come back down in front. Now from here, when the arms are coming down, my chest is staying up. So stretch, arms restore, chest stays up. All I'm doing now is using my legs to push off the ground, deliver that club into impact, and then go ahead and finish off the swing. Okay, so let's play a couple of shots now to show you what that's like. Again, I'm going to get in that dynamic posture. I'm going to feel like my thighs, my glutes are engaged, my chest is up more. From here, I'm imagining stretching that bungee cord up in the backswing. And it's going to feel to me, once I've stretched that bungee cord up, it feels like that bungee cord wants to pull my arms and hands back down in front of me. Instead of having my body outrace my arms and hands, I have the feeling like they want to come back down in front. From here, I can deliver into impact. I can post up, unhinge, and then go ahead and finish off the swing. So here we go. Let's get that feel. Good dynamic posture. Stretch the bungee cord. That was really good that time. I felt like I had dynamic posture. I felt like I stretched the bungee cord. The transition wanted to work my arms, hands, and club more back down in front of me. And as they're coming down, my chest feels like it's staying up. So I feel like as that bungee cord feel is allowing my arms to come back down in front of me, and my chest is staying up. From here, all I'm doing is pushing off the ground, posturing up as I go through impact, and finishing off my swing. Okay, again, good dynamic posture. Feel that stretch. I had a really good stretch in the backswing that time. I felt like I had the posture. I caught that one a little heavy though. Second swing of the day, that's okay. But what I felt was I got to the top good and I started down good, but I never pushed off the ground with my legs. So now I'm just going to make sure that I have a better push off the ground with my legs this time. See if we can catch this one more flush. Again, good dynamic posture. Feel the stretch. So that one was really good. Again, I felt the dynamic posture address. I felt that sense of that stretching that tubing in the backswing. Arms came down more in front. My legs pushed off the ground that time. That was a really good swing. Okay, so if you're one of those golfers that has that tendency to swing too inside with the club head and lift the hands, I suggest you try to get more vertical posture, get that feel that you're stretching that tubing going up, and then get the feel of how that tubing brings your arms back more down in front. From here, you're just posting up, delivering that club, and then finishing off the swing. All right, if you have any more questions, send me an email and we'll get your questions answered.